I wanted to talk a little bit about being a deliberate creator, a favorite topic that we love to talk about. I have a lot of desires. I've always had a lot of desires. I've had a lot of interests all throughout my life. I've been good at almost everything I do. I'm very creative. I'm very intuitive. I'm very musical. I'm very, very artistic. And I kind of have a lot of interest.
And so you're also saying, I've often been in vibrational alignment with my broader perspective, yes?
I guess. Like, I'm trying to really understand that and really feel that connection on a very obvious and visceral level, because I get kind of lost in a lot of the processes that you offer, and I've tried a lot of them, and I get very impatient, and I understand that it's not serving me, and I kind of get in my own way, blah, blah, blah. But I'm really trying to move away from intellectualizing the whole process and just
we want you to do that too.
Right?
Yes.
You want me to.
Yes.
I'm wanting to just feel it. I'm wanting to really just get it and really feel what that call of source really feels like. I want to feel that.
It feels like clarity. It feels like fun. It feels like interest. It feels like that creative juice that you feel flowing through you. It feels like that interesting moment where the broader part of you is converging. It feels like motion forward. It feels like anticipation. It feels like enthusiasm. It feels good. The other day we said to Esther, relative to something that she was talking about, you can't just ask someone who is standing on this side of your house to just jump over it and stand on that side of the house. You're not going to make that kind of jump. And so the important thing is realizing where you are, and that anything that feels better is good enough. You're just looking for continual vibrational improvement, yes?
So where am I? Like, where am I in this? How much resistance have I released? Where am I in the process?
Here's the thing that we want you to feel, because where you are is on the brink or right stepping into or having the full-blown experience of being in what we want to call the sweet spot of creation. If we can help you to feel, and we know that you've been listening to us for a while, that the desires that you hold have been gestating. They are ready to be received by you on an ongoing basis. This business of creating your own reality isn't about just defining that you want something because you don't have it. It's the process of always moving forward into more and more and more. And if we can help you to feel that what you're reaching for now, the questions that you are asking, the reason that you are asking these questions, where you stand in relationship with all of this understanding and with your own inner being, is that you can feel that when you are in tune, when you are in what we are calling the receiving mode, when you are in tune with the vibrational frequency of your inner being and all of the things that you've been asking for, then you are the receiver of a steady flow of inspired ideas. And that's what you are really reaching for. It's that feeling of inspiration. It's that feeling of flow. It's that feeling of empowerment. It's that feeling of knowing that you're in the right place at the right time. It's being in a place or in an experience where you get to witness the converging of wonderful things, where you get to watch the cooperative universe yielding to you over and over and over and over and over the things that you're wanting. That's why, showing up and finding this tent, Esther does not find this to be for her a convergence of wonderful things. It's a convergence of something. And she knows for sure it's a convergence of a question. It's a convergence of more clarification. It's a convergence of more defining and so forth. But she knows that there's something in this. She knows for sure, because she's lived contrast before. She knows for sure that there's something in this that as she lines up with it rather than rails against it, as she lines up with it, she will find the flow, the feeling, the flow, the sweet spot of that, you see. So, you see, here you are in your physical format, and we're talking to you from our non-physical format. And we hear you say it right out loud to us on a pretty regular basis, that here you are, you cannot just detach yourself from the physical world that surrounds you, that you have to experience some of the contrast that your past momentum has brought, or some of the contrast that life that surrounds you is offering to you. So as the contrast, as you are living the contrast, your dominant work is to find a way to live the contrast in vibrational alignment with the source within you. Because the source within you is not railing against any of your contrasts. Because the source within you understands that there are these steps to the deliberate creative process, or to the creative process. And that the first step is ask which demands that contrast be present in order for you to define what you are asking for. And so when you say, where am I? We want to describe to you precisely where a lot of you are in this process of deliberate creation. So the contrast has created this vortex, and we believe that you are following us on the fact that there is a vibrational reality that you can't see or smell or taste or touch or hear, but that you can sense with your emotions if you are paying a little bit of attention to the way you feel. So these things in your vortex are gathering cooperative components, and there is a vibrational reality that is coming more and more into form where it will occur to you, where you will realize it. And when you are in the vibrational vicinity of it and you allow yourself to realize it, that is a sweet spot. That is a feeling of exhilaration. That's a feeling where you allow a little breakthrough where motion forward happens and you can feel it. And that's the juice of life, really. You said, I'm creative. That's that feeling of that. But then there is so much more, because there are so many more now. While there have been cooperative components that have been gathered in this invisible, you don't even want to talk about it, ridiculous vortex that you cannot see or hear or smell or taste or touch, but we're telling you that it is there. Now that you're in the receiving mode where ideas are beginning to occur to you, now these rendezvous of cooperative components are available to you out there where you can see and hear and smell and taste and touch them. And so as things begin to unfold and things begin to converge, your sense of worthiness comes stronger, and your sense of being a deliberate creator becomes stronger, and your sense of absolute freedom to be or do or have whatever it is that you're wanting becomes stronger. And so there you are, experiencing wonderful things right before your eyes. And if you have, like many of you are, if you've been doing some of these processes, if you've been deliberately thinking about what you want, if you've been making lists of positive aspects, if you've been scripting the way you think you would like things to be, now when you're in that receptive mode and you begin to watch the definiteness with which the universe delivers to you the precision of what you've been asking for, you get this sense of your own hands in the clay. You begin to realize that there are those who are paying attention to you. You begin to realize that you are the focal point of so much non-physical energy and power. That's where you feel your own empowerment. And then a really wonderful thing happens. You leave behind you any concern about ever having another step one moment. The contrasting moment doesn't embarrass you, it enlivens you, because you understand that in the contrast, something new is hatching, something that has not been before. We had a long conversation the other day with Esther's daughter and some friends about why sometimes children don't seem as excited and grateful for things as they should. And Tracy said, my daughter said to me the other day, please don't say awesome anymore. In the last 5 minutes, you've called 5 things awesome that aren't that awesome. And Tracy was wondering, is there something wrong with my children that they're not more in amazement at the awesome things that are surrounding them? And we said, ooh, isn't it nice that they take for granted this magnificent platform that they are standing on? Awesome must be saved for something that is new. That feeling of something new coming, that feeling of new convergence, which is happening for you all day, every day. And so we're really talking about not hyping anything, just knowing what you want, being steady in your vibration, and caring about the receiving mode. Now, I want to talk about this because we haven't talked about this with this kind of clarity, and then we want to hear from you. You're always in some receiving mode because you're always offering a vibration that is being answered by other things. So you're receiving wherever your tuner is set. So you might be set at depression, and you might be in that receiving mode, or you might be in overwhelmment, and you might be in that receiving mode, or you could be in appreciation or love, You could be in the receiving mode of what your inner being is, or you could be somewhere else, but you are always in the receiving mode, and what you are receiving is the indicator of the receiving mode you're in. The way you are rendezvousing with things indicates that. So if you are aware, we've been saying this to you for a while, that if you pay attention, there are two ways of knowing how in sync with your inner being you are. Another way of saying it is how pure your vibration is. Another way of saying it is how much in the receiving mode, or tuned in, tapped in, turned on to source energy you are. There are two ways of knowing it. One is by the way you're feeling in the moment, and the other is by what's unfolding in your experience. So we began talking about step one is contrast, which causes you to ask. Wrote a whole book about that. Ask and it is given. It is given as the step two part. When you ask, the vortex lines up for it. But then step three is what matters most. You must be in the receptive mode of what it is you are asking for. Then we call step four mastery of that, where you are really good at that. And you're there. You are there. You are in the mastery of the receiving mode. And then step five, it's our favorite mode. It's what we wish for all of you, is where you're no longer mad at yourself when you're in a tent. You're no longer mad at yourself when you're back in step one. You're no longer mad at yourself when something in your now is not awesome. It's interesting. It's different. It's thought-producing. It's clarifying. It's vortex-producing. And so that receiving mode of being tuned into who you really are, that's that place that you really want to be. And it's not something that we want you to hype. It is only something that we want you to recognize. It's something that we want you to understand. That's why we wanted to talk with you, because we can feel where you are. And we liked especially your comments about the processes not being so exciting to you and not moving your energy so much anymore. And that's because you are predominantly in this receiving mode. Now you are in this place where you're wanting to manage that, and you're wanting to be aware of when to move forward and when not to. It's so easy. You see, when you take action from this receiving mode, most of the world is living. Politics is down here in this receiving mode. There's so much of your world that's down here in this receiving mode. But when you are able to recognize that you're feeling good and you're feeling tuned and turned on, and it is from that high-flying, good-feeling, consistent place that you are acting on the inspiration that is coming, that's when you call yourself creative. That's when the creative juices flow. That's when the creative process succeeds. And that's what you're always wanting. Will you always be here? Unlikely, as long as you're in this physical body. You got to croak for that. You got to reemerge into non-physical in order for that to be your experience. But here you are. Do you ever wonder why you are here in this contrasting environment? Do you ever wonder what the creative process means to you? It's the stuff that life is made of, you see. It's the way you do what you said you would do when you decided to come. It's the way you contribute to this time-space reality and to all that is. It's the way you, along with us, continue the expansion of the universe. There isn't anything that you should do, and isn't anything that you need to do, and there isn't anybody that is keeping score of what you're doing or not doing. It's just a matter of how practiced you become at allowing the fullness of who you are to be present in any moment in time. Life is supposed to feel good to you. You are supposed to be having a wonderful life experience. And if any point in time, or on any subject particularly, you're not, then that just means that you've been dragging some stuff from your physical trail, some vibrational stuff that is resistant in nature. And it's just got your attention and therefore keeping you from the alignment with who you really are. There is no future experience. There is only now, 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 now. But as the continuing now stretches out before you, it is our promise to you that every day, from this day forward, you're going to feel more present in that. You're going to feel more control of the way you feel. You're going to be less conditional. Therefore, you're going to be easier on yourself and easier on others. You're going to begin to trust more and more in the well-being that is you. And in time, maybe not immediately, but in time, it is our promise to you that you will feel the love for yourself that we are feeling for you. And when that takes place, the freedom that you've been looking for will be yours. Once you feel it, once you understand how it came, once you intend for it, and once you accomplish it, then you're home free, happily ever after.